Everyone, this is Kieran from MSK Physio. Today's exercise is about training our subscap muscle, and there's going to be some other muscles working as well, but really what we're interested in is, can you reach into your back pocket, or can you reach behind your back if you needed to scratch it, for example. We're going to try and make that ability better. So if that's something that's tough for you, then this will be a really useful exercise. So with our subscap muscle, this exercise is a little bit different to our other exercise videos on subscap. Those exercises are focused on taking the subscap muscle into its most lengthened position. So up in these areas where it's being asked to resist load underneath, under stretch. Whereas this exercise is the opposite. It's a bit more about the muscle being at its shortest. And that's actually that hand behind the back position. And it's also a test that we use to try and help us diagnose if the subscap is an issue for your shoulder injury. And very straightforward to do as far as an exercise, depending on where you are along that recovery process and what you've got going on. If someone has a very stiff shoulder, this is going to be a really challenging exercise, and I wouldn't start with this. Move towards more of our prone retraction exercises, which you can find videos about, and that will be a stepping stone to help you get to this exercise, okay? And if you're a bit stuck and you can't figure it out with some of the online content, obviously find a local professional to get some input from, okay? So to start, you're just gonna lay on your tummy. And the prerequisite to this exercise is that you can actually put your hand on your lower back, okay? So kind of above your belt line. It's not to say that we might not do it down here below your belt line, but I want to see that you've got a bit of cushion, a bit of extra room to play with. So just above that belt line is that prerequisite. And then all we're going to do is lift the hand off the back, okay? And we're just going to hold. And we're going to try and hold this for as long as we can. Anywhere from, 20 to 30 seconds. Holding. And then when you start to feel like your hand's coming down onto your back and you can't stop it anymore, then you have a break. As you get into the sort of 30 seconds, and you can do that repeatedly over a few sets, then you might add a little bit of load or change the position. So if your hand goes higher or lower up your back, it'll make it harder or easier depending on your restrictions. It's not really a rule that's going to, be consistent across people. So for example, if I come down into here and I lift, that's kind of tricky for me. If I come up into here and I can lift a little bit more, whereas someone else might have the opposite going on, okay? Just depends on where your tightness is. Alternatively, you can add a little bit of weight as well. So this is 2.5 kilos. For me, I'm probably not going to last that long with 2.5 kilos. So if I hold that weight in my hand and lift up and then hold. And coming down, okay? So it's pretty straightforward. Just get your hand back there, lift it off, keep it off, and see how long you can last, okay? And if you can't get the hand back there, if you haven't got that prerequisite flexibility, and check out the exercises, as we talk about the prone retraction ones, these types of movements, okay? Check out other things like our crooked arm bar. That's gonna help you get some of the flexibility of getting your arm behind your back. And then there's other things you might need to do as well, like strengthening some of your external rotators to get this end range movement, okay? So a really useful exercise, a very often undertrained muscle in rehab programs, at least from what we've seen, and potentially a muscle that gets missed a little bit in terms of diagnosis around shoulder injuries. So give it a go. If it's tough, and especially if it's harder than the other side, then you know it's something you probably have to work on. If you like this video, then please hit like below. Otherwise, to check out more of our content in the future, you can subscribe to our channel by clicking our logo over here. And to check out our latest video, click up here.